Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.
To throw the same 6 pitches that he's got, I think we're going to have a pretty decent day. He leaves a lot of pitches in the middle, like we saw yesterday. If you're going to leave pitches in the middle, eventually you're going to get.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball. Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming.
Pound of beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Jerry Kelenic. Kid Kelenic comes in with 11 home runs, 32 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .238. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 14 home runs, 42 RBI, batting .254. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 30 home runs, 82 RBIs, a .306 average. Batting cleanup and playing first, Matt Olson. 15 home runs, 48 RBI, batting .227. Sean Murphy, back behind home plate with 5 home runs, 12 RBI, batting .208. Eddie Rosario is in left field and batting sixth. 10 home runs, 32 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .179. Batting seventh and in right field, Adam Duvall. 10 home runs, 29 RBI, batting .190. Orlando Arcia is batting eighth and playing short. 8 homers, 29 RBI, a .220 average. And Nacho Alvarez is batting ninth, 2 for 23, an .087 average. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, his first major league start in his 11th professional season, it's Grant Holmes.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Holmes comes in with no record, a 2.7 average, .94 whip, 23 1/3 innings, 17 hits allowed, 21 strikeouts, 5 walks, no home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Colin Ray. 9-3 with a 3.6 ERA, 1.21 whip, 110 innings pitched, 100 hits allowed, 84 strikeouts, 33 walks, 14 home runs given up. Backing up Ray in the bottom of the first inning for the Milwaukee Brewers, it's Terang playing second base, leading off with 6 home runs, 44 RBI, 31 stolen bases, batting .266. Contreras batting second, behind home plate, 11 home runs, 57 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .286. Bowers is at first, 8 home runs, 35 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .226. Willy Adames batting cleanup and playing short. 16 home runs, 68 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .244. Churio is in left field, 11 home runs, 42 RBI, batting .259, and 12 stolen bases. Mitchell is in center with 1 home run, 4 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .275, 51 plate appearances. Rhys Hoskins is the designated hitter, 17 home runs, 53 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .218. Sal Frelick is in right field and batting eighth. 2 home runs, 20 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .264. And Ortiz is at third and batting ninth. 7 home runs, 31 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .248. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate, Alfonso Marquez. First base umpire, Lance Barrett. Second base ump, Mark Rippinger. And down the third base line, it's James John. Your Atlanta Braves come in 56-48, 8 games above 500, 26-27 on the year. The Milwaukee Brewers have a stout 60-45 record and 30-19 at home. Milwaukee is -120 on the money line. Your over-under is 8.5. This is game 1 of a 3-game set. Tonight at 8:10, tomorrow 8:10, Wednesday 2:10 on a getaway day. Remember, tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern, we will have the trade deadline reaction show. We'll open up the phone lines and react to all of your questions, whether they're in the chat or if you want to call in. I'll have another National League pundit and American League and myself all here 6:30 tomorrow night. First pitch, 8:10. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Brew Crew, Game 1 of a 3-game set. Braves look to keep their winning ways going, try to get some run support for Grant Holmes. We got the Kenny Powers emoji kicking in the chat for you Country Club members. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Braves Country, get your game face on. Good evening, Braves Country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Time for a little roll call here in Braves Country. Get this thing started off. Good evening, Charlie Pittman. Country Club member. Good evening, Mark Ricardo. Lucy, he's home. Good evening. Who else do we have in the Country Club? Willis. What you talking about, Willis Mathis? Good evening, Edward Spry. Country Club member. Good evening, Nathaniel Brooks. Also in Braves Country tonight, we've got Underwater on Paul Skeen's night. I'm definitely keeping a second eye on that one. I got that one off to the side, Underwater. Paul Skeen's in Houston. How about that? David Thomas. Wisconsin Badger Clubhouse. Good evening, Justin Green, Ethan, Grandma King, Lee, Caesar. Good to see you, Caesar. Haven't seen you in a few days. AY, good to see you, Country Club member. I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, let me know. I'm going to step away for 1 second to let you listen to Brian Snitker postgame in case you missed it. Now, we all know now that Ronaldo Lopez, MRI was clean, but that doesn't mean he's not going to the IL. What was said today was that they're going to see how it works. There's a good chance he goes to the IL anyways. You know how the Braves are, and they're going to try to buy time. Also, you don't know what we're going to do at the trade deadline, so if they bring in an extra arm, they would give him a couple of weeks off, kind of like what they did with Max Fried. If Max Fried is ready to roll by Friday, like they have hinted at, there's a good chance he is gone. Darius Vines is on the roster tonight, so there's a good chance he's going to piggyback Grant Holmes. Also, he's not active, but he is in the clubhouse, Bryce Elder. And I can't imagine they brought Bryce Elder into Milwaukee unless they were planning on using him. So there's a very good chance he is the pitcher tomorrow, because right now it's a TBD because they're trying to buy extra days. We know how this has been all year long, so there's a very good chance we're going to get that. But let me shut up real quick and get the Brian Snitker interview. I think y'all might want to hear this. It's a fairly short one. Here we go, Brian Snitker. Oh, before we do that, I did see the all right. Let me go ahead and get the Brian Snitker, and then we'll be right back.
And we took him out with precaution because it was bothering him.
Did he start feeling it as the game went on? Because he was throwing hard.
I don't know. I just know the inning that he came out. Somebody said Zuna was like, he said he was down there in the tunnel. So, I'm glad he said something because, I said you just don't know about those things till you get the pictures.
That last fastball was 97.4. It wasn't any clear indication at any point.
No, I know, and so we'll see. I mean, hopefully, you always can't be too careful when you start getting tightness and everything. You want to get it looked at, and that's why, he's, I think, probably already at the airport or in the air because, they want to be proactive and getting it looked at tonight.
I feel like the hits kind of keep coming for you guys. Can't catch a break.
Well, no, I mean, it's just, I love how the guys stepped up today. They lost their starter and they came out and, everybody answered the call pretty much. Bullpen guys, offense stepped up, kind of picked up their guy. So that's a good win for our team right there.
Encouraged by this offense the last couple of days?
Yeah, no, it looks good. Look, there's kind of, we had kind of let some other guys play today, and, Laureano makes that's a huge play at that time of the game, throwing out that runner at home. And gets a homer, and it's encouraging. See Matt hit one like that, Austin. RC has been, RC been swinging the bat pretty good lately. So, it's good. Maybe we're like breathing some life into that offense, which would be really good.
Are plays like that for Ramon big reason why he is here with Atlanta?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's very solid defensive outfielder. I think the other night that was kind of a abnormal thing, really. That was a blip. But, he got rid of that ball hard. At that point in the game, that's big. Where the score was.
He seemed to be throwing pretty well out there today. How did he feel?
He's feeling better. He's feeling better, so he'll amp up as, they seem fit. But just, talking to him the last couple of days, I think he likes where he's at right now. There's no timetable or anything like that. We'll just, take it day to day and see where he's at. But it's, sounds pretty good.
Any idea if he would need a rehab start? Any idea if he'd need it? Right?
I don't know. We haven't got that far yet.
What about the pitching this series? They had 20 straight scoreless innings for the last couple days.
Great. I mean, we were. I kind of felt like we could have won 3 out of 4 in this game, real easy. We only, had stumbled with Charlie in the start, but other than that, the first night in was a very winnable game. Tough loss, but I like the way the guys bounced back.
Laureano also made a nice play in that first inning when he went over and limited that to a single.
Absolutely. Really good. Really good.
Coming into obviously a really hot Mets team, but how you guys won these last 2 games, do you feel like it could be a little bit of a momentum shifter for you guys?
I'll let you know in about 10 days. We'll see.
You have a bullpen game tomorrow. Is that how you look at it, or?
No, Holmes is going to start tomorrow. Well, yeah, he's been stretched out. He was stretched out in Gwinnett, and, we can, I don't know how far he'll let us take him, but he has been stretched out, and he's had all the multiples here, even like the 3+ and things like that. So I feel pretty good about him shortening the game for us.
And Tuesday's a TBA.
I'm sorry.
Tuesday's a TBA.
TBA. We're going to push guys back, but we'll just see how we get there.
So Grant Holmes went 3 1/3 on Wednesday.
Okay, so that was Brian Snitker. Breaking news just moments ago: the Houston Astros are acquiring left-handed pitcher Yusei Kikuchi, so you can take him off the wish list. Left-handed pitcher, pretty good pitcher. So there's that. There's been other moves, but as of right now, that's the. Let me see if there's it. Lane Thomas goes to the Guardians, so that sucks because we had an eye on that. That took place about 45 minutes ago. So Lane Thomas goes to the Guardians, and the Orioles, they have not made a move, but they are considering moves, including bringing Kevin Pillar. I do wonder if Kevin Pillar will end up back our way. Justin Turner goes to the Mariners, if you missed that earlier this afternoon, and I think that's about caught up on what's happened today. There was a minor deal earlier today. Where is it at? Tommy Pham goes to the Cards. Kepik goes to the Dodgers. There was a 3-way deal. The biggest thing from that, and I never thought they were going to go after Pham, although it got to the point with the offense that I'm like, man, they got to try something. I kind of would have liked to have seen Fetty. I would have liked to have seen Fetty, to be honest with you. But anyways, we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. So let's get it rocking and rolling. Braves will be wearing their classic road grays with Atlanta across the chest, outlined in navy ball caps, the white A. Names on the back will be in navy. The Brewers are wearing their home whites with Brewers across the chest in navy, outlined in gold. Blue cap with their classic, one of my favorite all-time logos in sports, the Milwaukee Brewer logo that we had on as a part of the pregame on the cover, so to speak. There it is. So that is on the front of their ball caps tonight. And Colin Ray is finishing up his final warm-up tosses, 9-3 with a 3.60 ERA, 84 strikeouts, 33 walks. Kelenic steps to the plate, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way. Kelenic is an easy ground ball out. 3-1 put out. Ray covering the bag. One away. Braves nothing, Brewers nothing, just getting going here in the top of the first. Kelenic really been scuffling, and he was trying to ambush a pitch and really not doing what he's supposed to do. If you're going to be a leadoff hitter, he's doing the exact opposite of what he should be doing. He should be up there reading the pitches, getting all the other guys to see this pitcher. As the first pitch on the way to Austin Riley is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Really think they got to come to the realization he needs to be at the bottom of the order and not at the top. The 1-0, swing and a miss out wide, 1-1. There was a thing going on when he was hot about a month ago where he was ambushing pitches, and that was fine, but now the league has caught up to him, so he's no longer getting that advantage. The 1-1 to Riley. Ray kicks and fires, down and away, sweeper misses. They check down the line. He does not go. First base umpire Lance Barrett says no dice. 2-1. Pick to click tonight was Matt Olson, if you missed that. The 2-1. 94 on the outer black. 2-2. What you'll see tonight from Colin Ray, he throws 6 pitches. The sinker at 31% of the time, and the cutter at 22. The 2-2. Swing. Slaps it back foul. Four-seam fastball. Do it again. 2-2. Comes in with the sweeper and the four-seam equally 17% of the time. The splitter about 9% of the time. And just to keep you honest, he does have a curveball that he throws at about 4%. If you missed the intro, missed the news, Grant Holmes is getting his first start in the major leagues. Don't expect him to go more than about 3 innings. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it up. High in the sky. Easy out over into foul territory. 2 away. Bowers, the first baseman, with the catch. Two down, and Marcell Ozuna will come to the plate. Ozuna, saw a very interesting stat on him. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. I don't want to lose my place in the news feed to keep an eye on all the moves. First pitch to Ozuna is down and away, cutter misses. It's 1-0. Marcell Ozuna is the 1-0. Swing! Pops it up high. Not very deep into left field. Coming over, making the catch. Towering shot, but an easy catch for Churio, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Braves, Brewers, game number 1.
Here's $5.
Oh, I'm not homeless. I'm a teacher.
Here's $10.
In baseball, with so many stats, often players are overlooked or fall off the radar. Here's the career of Paul Molitor. First off, he could play multiple different positions. Over the course of his career, he played every position but pitcher and catcher. In 29 career postseason games, he batted .368, which included a .418 average in the World Series. Let's also not forget his 5 hits in Game 1 of the 1982 World Series, which still remains a record. Do it with his bat, he also did it with his legs. He reached double digits in stolen bases in every year of his career but his last. He always put the ball in play. Not once in his career did he strike out 100 times. His .326 batting average on balls in play was 40 points higher than the average player during his playing career, which made him even more of a threat. His 75.7 WAR is the highest among designated hitters. Even though he played 1,174 games as a designated hitter, he still had a huge impact on the game even when he wasn't playing the field. Most people forget he has the 5th best hitting streak of all time. His 39-game hitting streak in 1987 remains the longest since Pete Rose's 44-game hitting streak in 1978. His 3,319 hits rank him 11th all-time. He is one of 5 players in MLB history with at least 3,000 hits, a 300 career batting average, and 500 stolen bases. So it's hats off to you, Paul Molitor, for one of the greatest careers that we just don't talk about enough.
I want you. I want to get to know you. I like you. No, you don't! You just want to touch my private parts! This is not a petting zoo!
Ball players have to be able to cope with defeat more constantly than anyone else. It isn't just that they lose 4 times out of 6, it's they have to play again tomorrow. And if they lose tomorrow, that's 2 in a row. In a week, you can lose 7 in a row. A losing streak can mount up on you so much faster than a winning streak that it's a kind of terror that grips a team. It's like the spooky music that runs under baseball.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
First pitch on the way from Holmes, a.k.a. Kenny Powers. Fires a 4-seam fastball high and out of the zone to Bryce Terang, leadoff hitter for the Brewers. It's 1-0. Terang takes the 1-0 pitch, way high and outside wide, 2-0. I'm sure the Butterflies, even though he's came into the league several weeks ago, I still bet you there's some Butterflies there. The 2-0 drops a bunt down the third base line. Will it go foul? Just foul. Smart play by Austin Riley. He got out of the way. Let it roll foul just left of the bag. 2-1. Trang would have had first base with these there. So the 2-1 count. Got a couple interesting things here to hit on. First of all, Trang batting .266, 6 home runs, 44 RBI. Yesterday is the 2-1 pitch. Swing, slices it foul, slider on the intercut, 2-2. Yesterday, the Colorado Rockies swung and missed 64 times in a game. That may not mean anything to you. I can't imagine it would. But that is the most swings and misses by any MLB team on one single day since pitchers were tracked since 1988. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 1 away. Nice pitch there by Grant Holmes. That'll bring up William Contreras, our old friend. First pitch on the way to Contreras, 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Contreras batting .286 with a 789 OPS. 11 home runs, 57 RBI. Man, that would be nice to have back behind home plate. The 0-1. Did he go around? They said he didn't. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Slider down and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Braves nothing. Brewers nothing. Bottom of the first inning. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 95. Blew it right by him on the outer edge. 2-2. Nice pitch by... I keep wanting to call him Kenny. That's just what's in my head. The 2-2. Comes set, rocks and fires, swung on, just got a piece of that slider. Chopped it off the plate. We'll do it again. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night, 8:10 first pitch. We're coming on for a special trade reaction show. Got my Red Sox guy, my Reds guy. So National League, American League, we're going to talk it all. The 2-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. Got him. 2 away. Man, that was a pretty pitch. The 2 down. Holmes comes set. First pitch on the way to Bowers, batting .226, is a curveball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Grant Holmes has 4 main pitches: a four-seam fastball at 38%, a curve at 28%, slider at 23%, and the cut at 10%. The curveball on the 0-1 count is in the dirt. He went around 0-2. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Grant Holmes strikes out the side on his very first start.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Okay, not to exaggerate, but I feel like I'm already tired tomorrow.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. For those who don't know, normal human eyesight is 20/20 vision. A research study found that the average baseball player has 20/13 vision, with the top 2% of MLB players having 29.2 vision. That means that some baseball players have vision that's more than twice as good as the normal human.
Okay, few rules. 1, no smoking.
Cigarettes or drugs?
Both.
Oh, come on. How long does this class even last?
Like an hour.
What? All right, I'll smoke in the car before we go in.
2, no swearing.
Are you me?
Roth.
Are you crapping me?
3, no knives.
What if there's an attack?
It's a bunch of children and mothers in a pool.
That's exactly when I would attack.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Damn it, Gump. Give me one margarita, I'm open my legs.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
For nearly 20 years, a vaudeville comedian and baseball fanatic named DeWolf Hopper had been reciting a lengthy poem by Ernest Lawrence Thayer called Casey at the Bat, a ballad of the Republic. He had first tried it out on a Broadway audience in 1888 and gotten such applause that he kept it in the act. He would go on to recite the poem more than 10,000 times.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson from Ray. Swing and a miss, strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouls off the cutter, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Colin Ray pitched just 9 pitches in that first inning, so a lot of that had to do with Kelenic swinging and missing, or swinging and grounding out the first pitch, the 0-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. You got to get that bat off your shoulder, Matt. 1 away. Just frozen like a statue. Pretty good pitch. You could argue it may have been low, but way too close to take. The 1 down. Sean Murphy batting 5th tonight. Takes the first pitch outside, well wide of the plate, called for a strike. It's 0-1. That's kind of the Alfonso Marquez. Not only does he kind of favor him, but he is one of the new Angel Hernandez is in the league. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball's belted high and deep. Does he have enough? It doesn't appear so. It's going to die on the warning track. 2 away. Warning track power there by Sean Murphy. Got underneath it. He got pretty good swing on it, but he was well underneath it. Two quick outs once again. And that'll bring Eddie Rosario to the plate. Rosario, 10 home runs, 32 RBI. Standing in, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch. Right underneath the hands for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires in the dirt, 1-1. Underwater's asking about the Mets dealing Pete Alonso. I seriously doubt that. They're right there in the wild card race. And I still think the Mets may try to re-sign him, although it looks like they're willing to let him walk. The 1-1 to Rosario. Swing. That ball's laced into left field. That's going to get through for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves got their first runner aboard. Eddie ring around the Rosario. The 2-out single. See if we make some noise here. We'll make Colin Ray go to the set position. 1 on, 2 outs. Adam Duvall. First pitch on the way to Duvey is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Of course, you never know. We still got almost 24 hours to the deadline, so still a lot of things that could take place between now and then. I'm a little more surprised that the deadline is falling on the 30th and not the 31st, but the 0-1 slices it foul and out of play, 0-2. With the new CBA agreement, they had the agreement to have the deadline any time between the 27th and August 3rd or August 4th. And basically it gives Major League Baseball to pick the day of the week so they feel like it's the most beneficial for television coverage. And I guess that's why they picked Tuesday. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Duvall got blown out of the building, and that'll end the inning. So Eddie gets on, but that's it. We'll be back in a flash. Grant Holmes going back to the bump.
Hey, check it out. A snow cone machine.
A snow cone machine?
You're saying it wrong. It's a snow cone machine.
I just found your old milkshake machine.
Oh, we're going to have to move the toaster.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Why is the dog on the counter?
He likes to be tall.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Joey Votto is one of the most patient, disciplined players in the game, and he could be a future Hall of Famer. He also has a ridiculously low pop-up rate over his career, which is at about 2%.
Between seasons, baseball's brightest stars supplemented their salaries on the vaudeville circuit. Outfielder Turkey Mike Donlin of the New York Giants married an actress and performed with her on tour. Cap Anson recited a monologue written for him by George M. Cohan. Even Christy Mathewson once played the Palace.
John McGraw, who had no act, he didn't sing, he didn't dance, not that the other players necessarily did, but they tried. John McGraw would go on the vaudeville circuit in the off-season and simply be John McGraw. He would recite, he would answer questions. It was a sort of a Chautauqua form in a low-life territory.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Grant Holmes goes to his second inning of work, fires the first pitch. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0. Willie Adames batting .244 with 16 homers, 68 RBI. The 1-0. Cutter misses well out of the zone. 2-0. 2-0 count, righty-righty matchup. A 753 OPS, the pitch. Slider right there, just above the knees, 2-1. Now remember, none of these Brewers have seen Grant Holmes, so it'll be interesting to see how many times they're willing to put him through the lineup along with his pitch count. The 2-1, swung on, chopped foul, 2-2. Braves nothing, Brewers nothing. Grant Holmes comes set his 19th pitch of the evening. Kicks and fires. Swung on. That ball's laced down the third base line, but plenty foul, 2-2. Paul Skeens and the Astros just got going. It's 0-0 in the second. Bunch of other games going on. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in just a minute. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and dribbled in front of home plate. That's going to be a tough play, and my God. Sean Murphy sailed one well over the head of Matt Olson, gave him no chance to come with that ball, and Adames is going to make it into second with these. E2 in your scorecard. Nobody out. That was a terrible defensive play. I mean, it's a pretty simple play for a major league catcher. I don't know. It looked like he threw it off his back foot, and that's why it sailed, but Sean Murphy's supposed to be better than that. It's bad enough. I don't think he gets them anyways, and then you cost a base here, and with this offense struggling, that's not what you want. First pitch on the way to Churio is a curveball banged off the plate. It's 0-1. Runner in scoring position. Brewers are really good at moving guys over. Get him on, get him over, get him in. So that error could come back to bite the Braves. The 0-1 from Holmes. Slider right there for a strike. It's 0-2. Looking around the scoreboard in Major League Baseball, there was an early game today. It was a makeup game off of a doubleheader. Toronto, Baltimore, the Orioles down Toronto 11-5. Home runs by Guerrero and Barger. The 0-2 swung on. That ball's laced into left field. That should be a run. Rosario comes up. He's not normally to throw anybody out, but they held Adames. Had to take another look at that. Must have got, he got a really late jump. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Bottom of the second. Cleveland all over Detroit. It's 8-1 Guardians. That game's in the seventh. Yankees spanking the Phillies 7-3 in the sixth. First pitch on the way. Curveball misses high and out of the zone to Mitchell. 1-0. Mitchell, the center fielder for the Brewers. One home run on the year. 275 average, 785 OPS, the 1-0. 95 just kisses the black on the outer edge. 1-1. Reds are putting it on the Cubs tonight, 6-0 in the fifth. Boston 10-1 over Seattle. The 1-1. Four-seam fastball slices it foul, 1-2. Texas and St. Louis, after the Cardinals made that big three-team trade between the Cardinals, the Dodgers, and the White Sox. Saw the question, I don't remember who asked about the White Sox trade. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. One away. Big strike out there for Holmes. Now a double play could get you out of the jam. I'm trying to remember who that was. Was it Mark? Anyways, whoever it was, it was Mark. I would tend to think the first pitch on the way, 93 high and out of the zone, 1-0 to Hoskins. That most of that trade talk probably involved Fetty Orr and Tommy Pham, and they both went to St. Louis. There is a chance they could be talking about Luis Robert. As Grant Holmes turns around and throws it to first to keep the runner close by. Problem with Robert is you got to pick up his contract, and then what do? You're going to have to make a trade in the offseason. There's no way around it. The 1-0. Holmes comes set, kicks and fires. Swing, chops it off his foot. 1-1. Rhys Hoskins is batting .218 with a .714 OPS. He does have 17 home runs. So maybe Luis Roberts in play. I don't think Garrett Crochet's in play, and I'll tell you why. If you missed the quote from him over the weekend and from his agent is the 1-1, down and away 2-1. He said he has no desire to pitch in October because he's coming off of an injury, and he's trying to get his pitch count down. And to make it even worse, let's say you're going to pick him up just to try to get through the regular season, and you'll see him in the spring. The other kicker is his agent is the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2, slider up top. His agent came out and said that they want an extension. So, to me, that whole thing's a non-starter. The guy has been nothing but a walking injury his entire career, and now he wants a big-time extension. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him, 2 away. Grant Holmes, though he has runners on the corners, he has struck out the first 5 guys he's met. Man, that was a pretty pitch. First pitch on the way from, man, that is a nice slider by Holmes. Right there on the inner cut at the knees, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Sal Frelick, batting .264. The 0-1 chopped off the plate, 0-2. Sal Frelick, and insert your own joke with the Frelick. Those jokes just write themselves with that guy. Sal has a .264 average, 2 home runs. Playing right field tonight. He kind of plays all over. The 0-2. Swung on, chopped foul. Runner was going from first on the play. He'll trot back. So an 0-2 count. Brings it. Caught! Looking, strike 3. Got him! 6 strikeouts in 2 innings, baby! How about that?
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
You know that thing that's in your head that tells you when it's time to stop talking? Where do you get those?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Gene Autry was a man born in 1907 who you might know as the singer of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. On top of being a singer, an actor, and a soldier, Autry was also a fan of baseball. In fact, the man who sang Rudolph was also the man who founded the Angels. Who do you think is the player with the most Gold Glove awards? You might think of guys like Ozzie Smith, Brooks Robinson, or Willie Mays. But the actual answer is Greg Maddux with 18 Gold Gloves.
Is tomorrow Friday?
Yeah, why?
Cause I think I'm gonna get a little loosey-goosey. But more loose than the goose. Cause the goose be violent.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Y'all always want to say, get your lick back, get your lick back, get your lick back. If I get my lick back, I'm going to jail.
One summer day in 1908, a popular vaudeville entertainer named Jack Norworth boarded a Manhattan train and saw an advertisement that read, "Baseball Today, Polo Grounds." He had never been to a professional game, but by the time he reached his stop, he had written out the lyrics for a song about baseball. When Norworth introduced the song in his act at the Amphion Theater in Brooklyn, it fell flat. But when Nickelodeon audiences were encouraged to sing along with lantern slides, it became a nationwide hit.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. Welcome back. First pitch to Arcia is right there for a strike from Rhea. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Misses high and wide. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Look at touched outside, but to be honest, Grant's been getting those same ones. So 1-2. The 1-2. Lets her rip. Swing. Fouls it away. Do it again. As long as we get those same calls, I'm not going to complain about a pitch just off the plate. Just means the batters have to be aware of it. The 1-2. Ray kicks and fires high and inside, 95 miles an hour. 2-2. It's one of the reasons why I went with a pretty low score in this game, because Alfonso Marquez is known for a wide zone. The 2-2. Down below the knees. A little surprised they didn't call that one. Full count. That curveball just missed the bottom of the zone, but he's been calling some really wide pitches. So a payoff pitch to Orlando Arcia. Standing in, batting .220, which is from his hot streak, if you want to put it that way. The pitch, outside, wide, ball 4. Good at bat by Orlando Arcia. Maybe he's starting to come out of his funk. He doesn't have to hit for the moon and stars. If he can just be a 250 hitter, a little bit of pop at the bottom of that lineup, we'll take that all day long. Calendar's about to flip over into August, and we all know that's when the nitty gets gritty. Righty-righty matchup here. Nacho Alvarez looking for his 3rd hit in his career. Comes to the plate, first pitch. Curveball just misses. 1-0. I'd like to know if Nacho can drop bunts. I mean, it really would play into his game if he can move them along. The 1-0. Fisted, popped up. Kind of went for one right there on his hands. It's going to be an easy F3 in your scorecard. 1 down. He may not be long for the major leagues here if the Braves make any kind of a move. There's been some rumors about who they could. I'm also a little surprised, too, that we haven't seen Whit Merrifield out yet. Merrifield has yet to take an at-bat for the Atlanta Braves. He continues to be on the roster. He's not on the IL. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic as a cutter down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Laureano, Merrifield, Luke Williams, and Darnold on the bench tonight. Haas, Monasterio, Perkins, and Sanchez for the Brew Crew. The 0-1. Outside wide, 95 misses. 1-1. It's interesting. He's calling the outside pitch on the right-handed hitters, but not on the left-handed hitters so far. The 1-1. Down below the knees. Grabs the edge. Just hit the corner. 1-2. I don't know if y'all can see if y'all are watching the game, the lady with her Atlanta Braves cowboy hat. Man, that looks like something I could rock. The 1-2. Just missed. Same spot. Surprised he didn't get rang up there. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Runner at first. 1 out. The pitch. Inside almost gets him. Ball 3, 3-2. Another full count. The Braves slowly starting to work that pitch count. Ray had such a quick first inning. He's now up to 34. The payoff pitch, they set up outside wide, brings it. Swing, fouls it away. 94 on the outer black. We'll do it again. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. The payoff pitch, swung on, chopped in front of the mound. Rhea thinks about going to second, but he'll flip it over to first. Would have been a tough play, and there's no way they're going to get the speedy Kelenic if he goes that route. So he took the safe out, 2 away. Braves do now have a runner in scoring position. 1 on, 2 out. Austin Riley comes to the plate. Second at bat. First pitch. Inside, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-0. The 1-0. Riley fouled out his first time up. Pitch on the way. 93 up top. 1-1. Ozuna stands on deck. And speaking of Ozuna, may wait till he comes up to bat, but I'll figure have to hit this interesting stat about him. The 1-1. Swing. That ball's laced down the line. 1-2. Marcell Ozuna's 68 home runs since May 2nd of last year is tied with Aaron Judge for second most in the major leagues. Just one fewer than Shohei Ohtani. Ozuna leads all of the major leagues with 180 RBIs in that span, 10 more than Juan Soto, and his .301 batting average is 10th in that span. Long story short, he's dominating the league. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got Riley on the sweeper, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one into scoring position, but can't get him home. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the inning we go.
Here we go again. I mean, good morning.
So I find myself in the what doesn't kill me, better run era. And just a warning, even I'm a little scared.
You didn't get 110, it's 20 bucks, two $10 bills. That's actually 100. I think the tooth fairy was drinking last night.
I don't know. It seems like bad things are always happening to me. Like I have bad luck or something.
Son, you don't have bad luck. The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. When Mickey Mantle was a young prospect, he went to St. Louis to try out for the Browns. But because of his scrawniness and overall unimpressive physical appearance, the Browns didn't even let him on the field. Little did they know, they had just turned away one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
People who long for the good old days before ball players got rich should have been a ball player back then. It was hard. They slept two to a bed often in the hotels. In fact, Rube Waddell's bunkmate required Connie Mack to put in his contract that Rube Waddell was not allowed to eat crackers in bed.
One of the crosses that Connie Mack had to bear was Rube Waddell of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. When he went to sign Rube to his first contract, he was met at the station in Punxsutawney by all the town leaders as he and Rube were about to get on the train. And Mack was terrified that they had come to to tell Rube not to sign for so little money, or that they wanted to keep him for the local team. And one of them stepped forward and said, "Mr. Mack, we're here to thank you for getting him off of our hands."
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Grant Holmes became the first Brave to strike out the side in order. His first career start, he fires the first pitch to Ortiz, the number 9 hitter, for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled straight back, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-2. They put that graphic on the screen. What they failed to mention is the man has 6 outs as a starter for the Atlanta Braves, and they're all strikeouts. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Make it number 7. Holy cow. Jeez Louise. Can you believe this guy spent 10, almost 11 years in the minor leagues before he ever got a shot? Unbelievable. And he's pitched well out of the pen. He's got an ERA of 2.45, but most of those runs came in that one bad outing. First pitch on the way is a curveball right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. If you remember in that outing, if you're watching the game here, he got a bad call that should have made a couple of those runs not even earned. The 0-1, foul back, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Holmes comes set. The pitch. Swing, pops it up. high and deep into center field, and that is the first non-strikeout by the Brewers for a recorded out, 2 away. Man, oh man alive. Now, once again, they've never seen him before, so when he comes through the second time, it'll be interesting. Not to mention the pitch count. He's already at 42 pitches. Remember, he is not – now, he was stretched out a little bit in the minors, but the last few weeks here in Atlanta, he has not thrown more than 3 innings. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball to Contreras. Out and high, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Holmes comes set, kicks and fires. Slider down and away, 1-1. If the Braves end up the 2-0, strike. Slider on the outer edge, 2-1. Looks like we chopped down the sign. Appreciate everyone smashing that likes. Appreciate Charlie getting on to everyone. 2-1. Swung on, banged on the ground over to Arcia. And that'll end the inning. 6-3 putout. Grant Holmes is dealing. We'll see how long he'll go. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Marriage tip. If your wife is laying down on the couch, just ask her, do you plan on doing anything today? This will subconsciously remind your wife that she has chores around the house that needs done, and she needs to get up and do her chores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't going to be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
Oh, my God.
Don't look up there. It only makes it worse. Keep your eyes on me, okay?
Can't you just scan something less expensive?
Brace yourself. I'm about to do the mixed nuts.
Oh, my God. I'm going to pass out.
Get ready. I'm going to do the cured meats.
No, stop. I can't do this anymore.
It's too late. There's a line behind you, okay? You're locked in.
I'm not strong enough.
I know it looks like a lot right now, but I promise you, you're going to get home and you're going to wonder, what did I even buy? Get ready. I'm going to weigh the grapes.
Oh, what have you done to me, you son of a...
Armchair.
Crazy stats. On June 25th, 1976, in a doubleheader against the White Sox, Toby Harrah became the only shortstop ever to play every single inning of a doubleheader and not get a single ball hit to him.
Cobb's ferocity drove his team to the pennant in 1907 and himself to the batting championship of the American League. At 20 years and 10 months, Ty Cobb was the youngest man ever to win a big league batting title. He would win 7 more in a row, 12 in 13 years. He was, one writer said, a cyclone, a tornado, a typhoon, all rolled into one.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Marcell Ozuna will lead us off. Other news and nuts going around the league. So that 3-team trade, if you missed the details, the first pitch on the way to Marcell is a sweeper right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Marcell gave the first at bat. He gave one a ride, but it died at the track. He's 0-1. Ray brings the pitch down and in. Splitter misses, 1-1. The Dodgers received second base / outfielder, and he was rumored to possibly be a part of the Braves. Cardinals and Braves were talking, and they didn't get the deal done. Tommy Edman goes to the Dodgers. The 1-1 pitch swung on. That ball's blasted deep, going back, on the track. Jackpot! He'll take the Grand Tour. His 31st home run of the year. 83rd RBI. 438 happy feet. 114 off the bat. Your Atlanta Braves taking a 1-0 lead. Y'all might want to duck. That could be headed to a backyard near you. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. Swing! That ball's belted down the right field line. Foul. That took the paint off of something there. That ball was scalded. 119 miles an hour off his bat, 0-1. The 0-1. Sweeper down and away, 1-1. So the Dodgers got Tommy Edman and Michael Kepik. I mean, that's a deal that the Braves could have loved to have been a part of. And Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham went to the Cardinals. The 1-1 fouled away, 1-2. The White Sox received a bunch of prospects. One that is very highly ranked is the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. That ball is fouled down the line. That ball was hammered into the upper deck. They've got 4 levels. That ball hit the upper deck here at American Family Field. Good Lord. The 1-2. Swing. Slices it down the left field line. That'll go foul and out of play. Do it again. Braves 1, Brewers 0. So Miguel Vargas is the outfielder in that deal that is really the big deal, because he has been rumored to basically be good enough to go to the bigs, as the 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. But he just didn't have a place to go to. So he goes to the White Sox. They may bring him up very quickly. The 2-2. Fastball misses high, ball 3-2. So that was the big trade today. 3-team trade. You don't see a lot of those in baseball. You see them more in basketball, but today there was pretty good size one. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the sweeper, 1 away. He hammered 3 of those balls that if they could have stayed straight, it would have been back-to-back jacks. Bryce Elder is at the facility in Milwaukee, so he's probably starting tomorrow. They have a TBD. In all likelihood, he's the guy. You would think that Darius Vines would come on to piggyback Grant Holmes, because he has piggybacked before. First pitch on the way is a sweeper up high for a strike to Sean Murphy. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside, almost gets him. 1-1. He had to dive out of the way of that one. They asked Brian Snitker on Friday about Darnode catching that night and going back-to-back nights, and what he said on that deal, if y'all were wondering, is the 1-1 sliced down the right field line, fouling out of play, 1-2. He said, quote, he's been swinging the bat pretty good, and that's what we're looking for right now. Runs are hard to come by. Just got to be careful to wear them out, blah, blah, blah. But basically said if you're going to hit, you're going to play. And you got to like that mentality. So 1-2 count. Caught looking, strike 3. Murphy sitting there watching the game go by. Best seat in the house, 2 away. Two down. First pitch on the way, swung on, slice fouling out of play. It's 0-1. If you're just joining us, Kikuchi is going to the Astros. That's the latest trade in Major League Baseball. The 0-1. Red comes set, kicks and fires, outside wide, 1-1. I really don't expect Anthopoulos to wreck the farm system, but I do think he will make some trades. He always does. They just may not be something that's going to light you on fire. The 1-1, swing and a miss over the curveball, 1-2. I don't know as far as pitching goes if he does anything. If he does, it's going to be something minor, I would think, especially after the Crochet thing and what his agent said. The 1-2 swung on, lifted high and deep into center field. It's going back, making a leaping catch at the wall. Mitchell, wow. We'll head to break, but not before your Atlanta Braves put one on the board. It's 1-0. We head to the bottom of the fourth.
Leave me alone. I'm a happily married man.
There's no way you're happy. You have 2 kids. Your wife is a disaster. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I will show her this. She will divorce you. You will become my brother forever.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. AL MVP Shohei Ohtani was not only a great hitter in 2021, but also a solid pitcher. A stat to show this is that in high leverage situations, Ohtani had the highest OPS as a hitter, and he held hitters to the lowest OPS as a pitcher. This means that Shohei was the clutchest hitter and pitcher.
George Edward Rube Waddell may have been the strangest man ever to play in the big leagues. A farmer's son from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. He possessed a fastball fearsome enough and a curve wicked enough to lead the American League in strikeouts for 6 straight years and to outpitch Cy Young for 20 innings. But it was his personality that most people remembered. He poured ice water on his arm before he pitched because he said otherwise he'd burn up the catcher's glove. And when he won a game, he sometimes turned cartwheels on the mound. He drank too much. The Sporting News called him the Southpaw, and he couldn't quite remember how many women he'd married. Between seasons, Waddell wrestled alligators and toured in a vaudeville melodrama, The Stain of Guilt. On the field, his attention tended to wander. Opponents could break his concentration by holding up puppies or bright, shiny toys. He loved fires, and when a fire bell clanged, he had to be restrained from leaving the game to chase the fire engine. Exasperated teammates and opposing players never knew what he'd do next, but fans loved him.
Welcome back. So the question about, Charlie was asking if we don't do anything by the deadlines, the first pitch, Grant Holmes, he goes back out there, fastball fired, slice foul into the crowd, it's 0-1. You have until 6 p.m. tomorrow to make a trade. If you do not make that trade, it's over. Now, there are times where news comes in as late as 25 to 30 minutes after the hour. That's why we're doing our reaction shows. The 0-1 swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Very shallow left field. Drifting back, making the catch is Arcia. Went away. So that's why we're coming on at 30 after the hour, 6:30 tomorrow. But we may jump on it a tad early if we see something exciting jump out at us. But that's it. And we're planning on doing that for about an hour, maybe even longer. And then the Braves' first pitch is about a half hour later. First pitch from Holmes to Adames is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Willie Adames, 1 for 1 on the day. He reached on an infield single, and then the error by Murphy sent him to second. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. It was a dribbler. It was basically a swinging bunt, if you missed the play. And Murphy just complicated things by sending him to second with an error. The 2-0, swing, slices it foul, 2-1. I'm sure Murphy would tell you if he had to do it over, he would have just stuck that in his back pocket. So 2-1 to Adames. 1 down. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 your score. Grant Holmes, 52nd pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2, slider. Grant Holmes at 7 strikeouts. Seven strikeouts and 10 outs of the first 10 outs of the game. The 2-2 swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, can of corn. Matt Olson makes the catch just stepping onto the right field grass, 2 down. So they used to, if we get someone in a trade, Grandma, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, it really depends on where they are. Now, there are times, look, the other day I saw that the outfielder for the Rays is the first pitch on the way, four-seam fastball to Churio. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The next day after being traded, he sat in the stands and watched the game and said goodbye to the fans. There's people that do that, and then theirs is the 0-1, swung on, sliced foul, 0-2. I thought it was really strange from Randy Rosarena, but maybe he couldn't get a flight out, so I'm not going to judge him. But the kid from the Marlins, Jazz Chisholm, he showed up in Yankee Stadium that night and actually pinch ran in the game. I was listening to that this morning. The 0-2 swung on, pops it up high into right field. Adam Duvall makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So your Atlanta Braves have a 1-0 lead, clinging to that. And Duvall grabbed the stick when we come back.
Exes be like, but I gave you the world. You gave me depression and a yeast infection. Shut the up.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. There have been 4 times where a player to be named later was themselves. For example, in 2005, John McDonald was traded from the Blue Jays to the Tigers for a player to be named later. 4 months later, the trade was completed when McDonald was reacquired by the Blue Jays as the player to be named later.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just super daddied my pants.
What?
Shadoodled. I my pants, I think.
You don't have pants on.
Sunday would come and the little park would be packed way before game time. Everybody wanting to see the great Rube Waddell pitch. Nowhere to be found. Manager'd be having a fit. And then just a few minutes before the game time, there'd be a commotion in the grandstand, and you'd hear people laughing and yelling, "Here comes Rube! Here comes Rube!" And there he'd come right through the stands. He'd jump down on the field, cut across the infield, the clubhouse, taking off his shirt as he went. In about 3 minutes, he never wore any underwear. He'd run back out in uniform and yell, "All right, let's get him." Sam Crawford.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Adam Duvall leads us off. Hadn't looked at the Mets-Twins score since they were up. The Twins were up 1-0. I looked over and, well, crap, the Mets lead at 8-1. First pitch on the way to Duvall is a bender down below the knees taken for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pops it up. Back out of play over the third base dugout, 1-1. So for folks who might be a little confused about the way it used to work in Major League Baseball, used to trade deadline meant you still had till the end of August to pull off rare trades, but they did happen through the waiver wire system. That is no longer the case. Once that trade deadline is ended, bam, it's gone. So you can't make any real moves other than grabbing someone off the waivers. Is 1-1 down and away, 2-1. But it doesn't work the same way that it used to work. And many of those guys you grab, it depends on when you grab and whatnot, you're not going to be able to use them in the postseason. The 2-1 to Duvall. Outside wide, ball 3, 3-1. 1-0 your score. A solo shot by Marcell Ozuna. Braves need to get a little breathing room here. The 3-1 to Adam. Swung on, chopped foul. Might have chased ball for it. It was really close. Full count. So 6 p.m. tomorrow, that's the witching hour. We've been pointing to it. And I really thought by now we had something on the burner that would have happened by now. And then typically what he has done is he's added some kind of decent piece by now, and then he'll add a couple of others at the end. The 3-2, caught, looking strike 3. Duvall, good night, Irene. Taking that pitch all the way. One away. Got to swing that bat. One down. That'll bring Orlando Arcia to the plate. Orlando walked his first time up. First pitch to Orlando. Sweeper at the knees, outer edge, it's 0-1. Ray's pitching a good game in his own right. He doesn't, we haven't been blown away by, but he's got 6 strikeouts in 4 1/3, so he's right behind Holmes, the 0-1. Up top, misses 1-1. And he's not known as a strikeout pitcher. That just tells you how bad this Braves lineup is right now, why they need moves. Now, as far as the talks with the White Sox, there's 2 other guys that I can think of that they could be in on. It could be Luis Robert, but also I've been talking about this for a long time. Paul DeJong, the 1-1, swung on. That ball is belted deep into center field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and your Atlanta Braves take a 2-0 lead. See you later. 9th home run of the year, 30 RBIs, 421 happy feet, 104 off the bat, sizzling into center. Man, would it be nice to get his bat to wake back up. Orlando Arcia, 9th home run. First pitch on the way to Alvarez is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. But Paul DeJong can play all over the infield. And I talked about this before. He has reverse splits. What that means, he's a right-handed hitter that hits right-handed pitching really well. The 0-1 swung on, lifted into right field, drifting back, making the easy catch. Well before the warning track is Sal Frelick. 2 away. 2 down. We're far from starting the buses, Gary. We only got a 2-run lead. Like to build on this, get a couple more runs. You don't know how much longer Grant has either. He's thrown 56 pitches, 4 innings. That's probably it. First pitch on the way is a splitter, swing over the top by Kelenic. It's 0-1. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing, Mark, when I was making the call, is that Arcia's ears were burning. He's like, I'm going to tell you right now about making a trade here, buddy. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Righty, lefty, Kelenic. I mean, he is having a time. The 1-1. Swung on. That ball's laced over to first. Good backhanded play by the first baseman. It's going to be a 1-3 put out. Bowers had to kind of make a reach for it, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put another on the board. It's 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
People would be like, damn, you're just so chill. I'm like, thanks, I gave up.
Lastly, before I open the bar in the morning, I always make sure to turn on the Coors sign, let people know we got Ice Delicious Coors in the bar, and then that's the last thing I do.
That sign does not say Coors.
Come outside, come outside, come outside. It's closed. It says closed. Okay. Yeah, right, I can see that now, but, you can't really read it from the inside. You can't read it from the outside. All right.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. Both Cecil and Prince Fielder ended their careers with 319 home runs. They both made their major league debuts at the age of 21. They both had 1 season with 50 or more home runs, 1 season with 40 or more home runs, and 4 seasons with 30 or more home runs. Exactly 40% of their hits went for extra base hits, and 22% of the balls they put into play were line drives. And that's not all. They also matched each other with 97 two-out home runs, 49 fourth-inning home runs, 29 fifth-inning home runs, and 18 ninth-inning home runs.
Players like Waddell, with their drinking, with their bad acting, with their inability to take their profession seriously, they came to baseball in its early years in very large numbers because baseball, though popular, was outside social norms. The instability of a career where you might work for a year or two and then be gone, the jumping from team to team, seemed to be suited toward individuals who couldn't fit as well in the rest of society. Now, it helped in the case of Rube Waddell and many of these other sociopathic figures. That in addition to being sociopaths, they also had incredibly strong arms or very good batting eyes.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from home. He's back out there for a fifth inning of work, so good news there. Four-seam fastball's fouled back out of play. It's on. Charlie's asking, will you tell them what Travis's nickname is? I mean, I call him TDA because that's how I have it written on my sheet. So I call him the TDA retirement plan. The 0-1, swing and a miss through. It's 0-2. I think you might be referring to LILD. They call him Lil D because his first name begins with a small d and it's apostrophed. And then the A is capitalized. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. Yeah, actually, RC is not better than DeYoung. DeYoung's got much better numbers on splits on the right side. The 1-2, swung on, chopped back to Grant Holmes. Holmes will underhand it to first. 1-3 put out. One away. What is on MLB.com? Is there a trade? So one down. Kicks and fires. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. Yeah. I mean, if you're asking what other... I come up with my own nicknames. The 0-1 up top, 1-1. You think anybody else is calling him Kid Kelnick or the Rake or the Big Zoo or the Ice House? That's Braves Country Baseball. The 1-1. Swing, that ball's blasted into left field. Will it hold? It is going to be just over the fence, and it's a solo shot. Holmes may be running out of gas. 2-1 your score. Solo shot by Rhys Hoskins. Bernie the Brewer will take his slide down the slide. We've had 3 runs in this game, all solo shots. Got way too much of the plate there. 91-mile-an-hour cutter, and it just slammed it over the feet, over the left side. Took it to the deepest part of the park, too. I was hoping it was going to hold. Sal Frelick comes to the plate. He's a dangerous left-handed power hitter. Curveball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Inside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Holmes brings it. Swing and a miss curveball. 1-2. So Paul DeYoung, here's the main thing that you look at him when you start talking about why he's going to be a popular guy that people want to add. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Curveball in the dirt, 2 away. Paul DeYoung, first of all, can play multiple positions. So you can put him all over the infield. He can even play left field. He can, in theory, play right field, but you wouldn't want to realistically do that. But looking at what he has done versus left-handed pitching, and he's a right-handed batter. That's the strange thing about this. He has a 187 batting average with 5. Is the 1-0 right there at the knees? 1-1. It's 185 batting average, or 187 batting average with 3 home runs. From the right side, he's got 15 home runs and an OPS over 700. The 1-1 banged on the ground over to second. Nacho's got it. He flips it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So Holmes gives up a run, but we still got the lead. The heart of the order, let's get him some insurance, Braves Country.
If I ever say, do you want me to be honest? you might want to just say no.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Excuse me, what the hell's going on out here?
Well, Nook's scared because his eyelids are jammed and his old man's here. We need a live rooster? We need a live rooster to take the curse off Jose's glove, and nobody seems to know what to get Millie or Jimmy for their wedding present.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. BJ and Justin Upton both hit their 99th career home runs on the same day, July 20th, 2012. They would follow that up with their 100th career home run on the same day, August 3rd. In between the home runs, they both had 7 hits, 6 singles, and an extra base hit.
I love watching closely what I think is this psychological duel between the pitcher and the batter, as well as a physical duel, knowing that each one is anticipating what the other one is going to do, and that one of them is going to win, one is going to lose. I mean, that's what's so wonderful about it. I mean, people who don't understand baseball think about, well, what is it, these 9 guys on the field? If you love it at that moment, it's just as exciting as a heavyweight boxing match. These 2 people are dueling each other, and with all of their memory of the other person, and the great pitchers and the great batters have studied the other person. That's what's so wonderful.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. So the other enticing thing about Paul DeJong, he's making like just above league minimum, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. So he's a perfect rental is what he is. The 1-0 for Riley. Cutter misses down and away, 2-0. See, he's not someone who's going to light the world on fire, but you need someone to play second base because Nacho ain't it. So you can move Arcia back and forth. I mean, defensively, I think you keep Arcia where he's at, the 2-0. Swing, that ball's belted down the left field line. Second deck, 2-1. They've hit some long balls against Rhea tonight. He does have 6 strikeouts. Braves have 2 runs. The Brewers have 1. 2-1 your score, top of the 6th. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Coming over, making the catches, Adames on the infield grass, 1 away. Unfortunately, that ball didn't go towards second base because the second baseman, Terang, he didn't see the ball. He was waving his arms like, where is it? And they said, all right, don't worry about it. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a swing and a miss strike. It's on 1. I don't know if the Pearson hitting him in the head was intentional, although they did eject him. Now, maybe that's because there was already a warning given. As you go 1 to Marcell, it's outside wide 1-1. Pearson just came over in a trade. He came over in a trade. He was available to the Cubs because he's been terrible. So that may not have been intentional. He might be like, dude, I didn't mean to hit you. I got kicked out because I suck. I didn't get kicked out because I got beef. Yeah, but Pearson just got there, so it's not a rivalry to him. The 2-1, down below the knees, 3-1. Pearson at one point was a huge prospect in the Toronto system, and they thought he was going to be one of the next big right-handed starting pitchers in the American League, and it just never came about. He couldn't stay healthy, and the rest is history. The 3-1, outside wide ball 4, so the Big Bear will get himself a walk. Head on down to first. They're going to go out there and talk to Rhea. Standing at the Plate will be Matt Olson. While they do that, you heard one of our clips earlier about Rube Waddell. Well, here's one for Rube Waddell, one of my favorite all-time players. On this date, 1908, Rube Waddell fans 16 of his former teammates when the Browns defeat the A's at Sportsman's Park in Philadelphia, winning 5-4. During the offseason, the Philadelphia owner, frustrated, Mac traded his talented but free-spirited hurler to St. Louis, and that was the clip that you heard about when they said that they got out there to thank him for taking him. What is going on? Has anyone been watching the Pittsburgh game? There's a Pittsburgh player being helped off the field. Like, two guys are carrying him off. We're going to stay here at the break. They're going to the bullpen. I don't know who that is. Is that Connor Joe? Man, he is being carried off the field like he's been knocked out. I think that is Connor Joe because it looks like that might be. He is not well. Let me see what happened. Yeah, that is Connor Joe. He dove. Oh, it's his knee. The way he was walking, I thought it was his head because his head was down like he was woozy. It's his knee. Doesn't look good for Connor Joe. That's going to be added to the Pittsburgh need list because he looks like that he might have torn something in his knee. I told Carrie the next time we get a pitching change, though we're not at home, but this is what you would see in Atlanta if there was a pitching change. This is how we start the shows, the pregame shows, the postgame shows. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Milner to Olson. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's way outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Hobie Milner, 4.41 ERA, the 1-0. Way outside wide, 2-0. It's got kind of a funky submarine delivery from the left side if you're listening on radio. Runner at first, one out. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Sinker right down the pipe, 2-1. Hobie Milner, not a hard-throwing left-hander, but he's got such a funky delivery, it's hard to pick up. The 2-1, right over the edge, sweeper, 2-2. 33-year-old. He's been around a while. He was drafted by the Phillies back in 2012 in the 7th round out of the University of Texas. Came to the bigs in 2017 with Philly, but he's played with Philly, Tampa, LA, and Milwaukee since 21. The 2-2, they set up outside wide, swing and a miss, strike three. Olson looked lost on that one. Good night, Irene. 2 away. Olson just needs to take that at bat and clear it out of his head. That dude's got to be just filthy against left-handers. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. He's not a left-hander. See what he can do. First pitch. Swung on. Pops it up high. Not very deep. Lazy fly ball well before the warning track. And that'll end the inning. So Murphy gave that at bat away. We'll be back in a flash. Braves clinging to a 1-run lead.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. The San Francisco Giants were very close to becoming the Toronto Giants. In 1976, Giants owner Horace Stoneham sold the team to a group of companies in Toronto. The Toronto Giants were set to debut later that year, but a U.S. court stopped the deal. After hearing the news, a man named Bob Lurie bought the Giants and kept them in San Francisco.
What's the best part of being a Mets fan? To be honest with you, the character development, it really builds you for the rest of your life because it's such a miserable franchise. A lot of peaks and valleys with this team. So if that's the best part, what's the worst part? Probably May through September.
Myers bringing it. And the pitch is hit in the air. Foul off first. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Bell, left field, way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
On August 2nd, 1907, I encountered the most threatening sight I ever saw on a ball field. He was only a rookie, and we licked our lips as we warmed up. Evidently, manager Pongo Joe Cantillon had picked a rube out of the cornfields of the deepest bushes to pitch against us. He was a tall, shambling galoot, with arms so long they hung far out of his sleeves and with a sidearm delivery that looked unimpressive at first glance. One of the Tigers imitated a cow mooing, and we hollered, "Get the pitchfork ready, Joe. Your hayseed's on the way back to the barn." The first time I faced him, I watched him take that easy wind-up, and then something went past that made me flinch. The thing just hissed with danger. We couldn't touch him. Every one of us knew we'd met the most powerful arm ever turned loose in a ballpark. Ty Cobb.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Uncle Jesse comes in to play. Grant Holmes, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. Gave up the 1 solo shot, 3 hits. No walks, which is a big one. The Braves lead it 2-1 heading to the bottom of the 6th. Uncle Jesse kicks and fires the first pitch. Gets him with the cutter. Right down the pipe, it's 0-1. Bryce Terang leading off. It'll be Terang, Contreras, and Bowers, the 1-2-3 hitters. The 0-1. 89 just misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1 count. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here since I see y'all talking about it on the as the 1-1 misses away 2-1. Toronto and Baltimore 3-3 game 2 of the doubleheader. Yankees 14-4 over Philly in the 9th. The 2-1 swung on. That ball's laced into center field. That's down for a base hit. We got trouble brewing here in the bottom of the 6th. Boston all over Seattle, but Randy Arozarena has hit a home run as he debuts in Seattle. Mets 11-1 all over Minnesota. That's really the score we care more about. The Philly score, it's nice to see, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We have to get a lot closer to worry about that. First pitch on the way to Contreras is down and away. It's 1-0. Really need Minnesota to show up in that series against the Mets. Houston 2-1 over Pittsburgh. That game is in the 6th. The 1-0. Runner goes. No, terrible throw by Murphy. It's going to be an easy stolen base. That ball was on the shortstop side of the bag. By the time Nacho came back on it, that ball's a little closer to the right-hand side. He's got a chance. But Nacho had to bend back then swipe tag. By the time he got there, he had no shot. They continue to steal on Murphy. The 2-0 pitch is in the dirt ball, 3-3-0. So Chavez is about to spit the bit here and give up what Grant Holmes worked 5 hard innings for. I'm really surprised that's who they went to. Braves 2, Milwaukee 1, bottom of the 6th. The 3-0, nowhere near the zone. And Contreras will head on down to first, and we've got trouble brewing. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Jesse Chavez has come in, put the first 2 guys on. We're in the heart of the Milwaukee order as Bowers comes to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch swatted down the left field line. Foul. And out of play, it's 0-1. Other scores going on in Major League Baseball. Texas leads St. Louis in the 7th, 3-2. Kansas City 2-1 over the White Sox in the 5th is the 0-1. Down and away for a strike, 0-2. Low wide call, but we'll take it. Yankees and Phillies, that's now a final 14-4. The 0-2, way outside wide change, it misses 1-2. Washington and Arizona play later on tonight. Mitchell Parker versus Jordan Montgomery. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard. So 1-2 count. Swung on, chopped over towards second. Nacho's got it. Throws it to second. Just gets the runner. I mean, barely gets him. That was a dangerous, dangerous play. They called him out. Hopefully that stands. Honestly, a really dumb play by Nacho. That was a slow developing ground ball. You got to go to first and get the easy out. Naked eye, he looks like he beat it. We'll see if they... But his left leg was up. So, yeah, he just got him. But that was a really dumb play because if he doesn't get that out, it's bases loaded, nobody out. Instead, double play still is in order. Willie Adames, the cleanup hitter, comes to the plate. First pitch. Right there on the outer cut, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set and fires. Swing, fouls it back. 0-2. Paul Skeens reached the 100 strikeout mark. Just the sixth pitcher in the modern era to have 100 strikeouts in his first 13 starts. Chavez flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs tonight, by the way. He's at 39. The 0-2. Swing. Chops it foul. Do it again. He now has 99 RBIs as well. Man, he's having a year. If you're just joining us, the Braves announced that Ronaldo Lopez had no structural damage. The 0-2 blasted. Deep. I doubt that one holds. Nope, it's gone. So there you go. All that hard work is gone. It's 4-2. Jesse Chavez gives up a 3-run shot here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Holmes will continue to not have a record. Jesse Chavez is now on the hook for the loss, unless the Braves can come back from this 2-run deficit. That was an absolute bomb. I mean, he hit that thing on the top facade in left center field. Willie Adames three RBI home run. First pitch on the way to Churio. It's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Check swing foul, 1-1. The 1-1 count. It's dumbfounding that you put Jesse Chavez in this spot, because he's definitely not the guy with the top end stuff, and you've got a lead going into the 6th. The 1-1 foul back, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it away. They're never going to fire him. I just wish the hell he would retire, to be honest with you. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. But you gotta talk Snitker into retiring somehow. The 1-2 from Jesse. Down and away, 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped over towards third. Riley's got it, fires it across the diamond, 2 away. 5-3 put out. 2 down, still a long way to go here, but the bad news is the Brewers do have their top closer back. Devin Williams came off the IL this weekend. First pitch on the way to Mitchell is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0, so they need to get to look at his. I don't think he's pitched much. I think he just had the one outing. Chavez fires the 1-0 pitch and misses again, 2-0. The 2-0, swing and a miss, change up over the top, 2-1. Chavez is just one of those guys you put in if the game is out of hand by 3 or 4 runs one way or the other. He's not a guy you put in there with the game on the line. The 2-1, swung on, chopped over towards the mound, and very close play. The Baltimore chopper, Jesse Chavez, had to grab it and fire it over to Olsen, and Olsen just tagged the bag. That'll end the inning. But not before Jesse coughs up 3. We'll be back in a flash, trailing by 2. Oh, wait a minute. Did that ball hit his foot? Are they sending him back? That ball may have hit his. That ball did hit his foot. So we're not going anywhere. At the most, we're going to end up with a challenge. Alfonso Marquez. Man, I don't know why the Brewer manager's out there, why he's out there arguing, dude. Just challenge the call. So that's what they're going to do. I believe. Are they not challenging the call? All right. You got me on that one. I don't understand that one. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Coming out of retirement
Whoa,
for this
whoa,
one.
whoa, what?
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know who you are. You're about to get chlamydia.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Billy Wagner is possibly the best left-handed reliever of all time. Despite being a lefty, Wagner was born a natural righty. At the age of 7, he broke his right arm not once, but twice. While recovering, Billy learned to throw left-handed, and the rest is history. You might think that the St. Louis Cardinals are named after the bird, but that's not the case. In 1899, a reporter named Willie McHale overheard a woman talking about the, at the time, St. Louis Perfectos uniforms, saying that they were a lovely shade of cardinal. Fans liked the moniker Cardinals, and the name stuck.
Armchair.
Washington manager Joe Cantillon had received a report about a 19-year-old pitcher said to be tearing up the Idaho State League. This boy throws so fast you can't see him, the scout said, and he knows where he is throwing because if he didn't, there would be dead bodies all over Idaho. Walter Perry Johnson was a modest country boy from Humboldt, Kansas, with broad shoulders, long arms, and a curious motion that delivered the ball faster than any other pitcher had before him, and perhaps none has since. Still, he was cautious. Before signing up, he asked for a return ticket home, just in case things didn't work out back east. Things did work out. Johnson hurled the ball so fast that one bat.
Welcome back. And that's a strange one. I don't know why they didn't change that, challenge that. They could have challenged it, but who knows? Laureano stands in. He's batting for Eddie Rosario. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Milner stays in there, the crafty left-hander. A little surprised they didn't pull him. You got Duvall and Arcia due up after this. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Braves trail 4-2 after a dominant performance by Grant Holmes. A strange move to go to the bullpen with Jesse Chavez. Coughs up a 3-run home run. And there we sit. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it back. Four-seam fastball. We'll do it again, 1-2. Braves just got to find a way to scrap themselves back into this one. Still within reach. Just 2-run game here in the 7th. The 1-2. Down and in. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Outside wide change it misses. Ball 3-2. So Devin Williams pitched yesterday. He pitched 1 inning. I don't know what the game plan is with him. Is the payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So Ramon Laureano comes on, draws a leadoff walk, and that's what you like to see. As Adam Duvall comes to the plate. And it looks like Pat Murphy, the Brewer manager, is going to come out. They're going to go to the right-hander, Piguero. We're going to stay right here and turn back time as we have 1 on and 1 out. On this date, in 2000, the Milwaukee Brewers hold Bob Wickman All-Star Poster Night. You can't make this up. A day after the team trades him to the Cleveland Indians for a player to be named. So they they had an all-star poster night the day after this guy was sent to the Brewers. I mean, from the Brewers to the Cleveland Indians. The Brew Crew distribute 30,000 posters of the former closer, a member of the team the past 5 seasons, but was traded at around midnight the night before. Their new closer, Rigdon, comes in on the trade, allows 4 runs over 7 hits in 5 innings while they're holding the poster in hand, and that's in 2000. That's some pretty funny stuff. The new pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers coming on, the right-hander, Elvis Piguero, 348 average. He's got 41 innings and 39 strikeouts. Does have a high whip at 1.57. He's pitching really well of late in June, but into July, he has a 6.75 ERA in July. In June, he was lights out at 2.08. He has a 1.86 ERA back in May. So maybe we'll catch him in a cold streak here. Righty-righty matchup. The 27-year-old, 6'5", 241, the first pitch. Inside almost gets him, 96 miles an hour. Come on, Doobie, you got to lean into that one, man. At least get your shirt hit. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Laureano at first. The pitch. Swing. Chops it over to third. That's going to be an easy 5-4-3 double play. Duvall spits the bit. 2 away. You get a 1-0 count like that and you swing at a off speed around your knees. That's what they're trying to do, is get you to hit into a DP. So, 2 down. That'll bring Orlando Arce to the plate. On deck, Nacho Alvarez. First pitch on the way is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves 2. Brewers 4. The 1-0. Down below the knees. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Piguero bends over to put some dirt on his hands. Has a bright teal glove. Lifts it and kicks. Swing. That ball's chopped over to first. That'll be an easy G1 in your scorecard. That'll end the inning. So it started off prosperous, but 3 up, 3 down nonetheless. We'll be back in a flash.
I'll be late for work again. That's the 5th time I've been late this week. It's only Tuesday.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
JD.
So's your face.
That doesn't even make any sense.
So's your face always makes sense.
JD, that's stupid.
So's your face. I'm on fire. Hello!
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Bob Feller was one of the best and most feared pitchers of all time, especially because of his fastball. As a teenager, Feller was already a famous prospect. At the age of 16, a scout offered Feller a contract of $1 and an autographed baseball, which Feller accepted.
Walter Johnson's record of 110 shutouts still stands. He once held the New York Highlanders scoreless 3 times in 4 days. And although he rarely had the backing from the Senators that he deserved, he managed to win 417 games over his career and to win 20 or more games for 10 successive seasons. The relentless velocity of his pitching won him the nickname Big Train.
Sometimes he's referred to as a legend. He isn't a legend. A legend, according to Webster, has yet to be proved. It's a bit mythical. There's nothing mythical about Walter Johnson. He existed and was probably the best pitcher of all time.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Aaron Bummer coming on to face the bottom of the order. Hoskins, Frelick, and Ortiz. First pitch on the way is a sinker. Down and away, it's 1-0. The 1-0 from the left-hander. Southpaw delivers. 93 right down the pipe. 1-1. The 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Down and in, sweeper. 2-1. The 2-1. Bummer lets her go. Swing. Chops it foul. Back behind home plate. 2-2. What's more maddening about the idea of Chavez in a one-run game in the sixth, the Braves bullpen's fairly rested. If you look at what they've done the last few days, there was really no reason to go to Chavez. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. But we still have a couple more swats at it. So, and with Devin Williams, he may not be available. They may not want to go back-to-back days with him. Even if they do, he wasn't particularly sharp yesterday. It's a couple of really good defensive plays that kind of saved his bacon. First pitch on the way to South Frelick. Shows bunt, but pulls back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 94, misses high and wide. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Lefty, pitch on the way. Drops a drag bunt towards Bummer. Bummer's going to grab it, flip it. It's going to go off of Frelick's shoulder. He'll head to second with ease. And a poor decision to try to make that play will be an infield single and an error. That's the second time we've seen that tonight. First time by Murphy, second time by Bummer. Bummer's was a little more realistic, but if you're not going to barehand that, there's just no way you're going to make that play. He was never going to beat that out. You're better off just putting that in your back pocket and live to fight another day. Olsen did a good job to try to make the play, but luckily we didn't end up with a collision because he came really close to clotheslining Frelick, which would have been humorous, but it could have taken a hard smack to the arm of Olsen. So it'll be E1 and a single in your scorecard. That'll bring Ortiz to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Right there at the knees. 93-mile-an-hour fast sinker. Hit the zone, well into the zone. But another blown call by Marquez. 1-0. It's funny, you won't see anyone talk about Marquez and a couple of the other just really bad umpires in the game. There's the 1-0 right there for a strike, 1-1. Everyone was so focused on Angel. He's retired, and I don't see a peep about any of these guys, but Marquez to me has always been one of the worst. I groaned when I saw the scorecard today. The 1-1 right there at the knees, 1-2. The 1-2 count. On top of that, we've got one other really bad umpire on this same crew that'll be doing Wednesday's game, Mark Rippiger. The 1-2, foul down the line, we'll do it again. We just saw this crew the other day. James John, he is a fill-in, and unfortunately we won't get to see him behind home plate. By the time it's his turn, it'll be Thursday. The 1-2, sweeper misses down, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Braves trail by 2. The pitch on the way from Bummer. Swung on, and did he get a piece of that? I guess he did. Fouled it off his foot. He's hopping around. On the play, Frelick went down and stole third, but he'll have to return. So a 2-2 count. Looks like the Reds are definitely selling off. The 2-2. Swing. That ball's laced into center field. Going back, and Kelnick misplays it. 5-2 will be your score. Misplayed by Kelnick, and it's going to be a 1-out triple. Should have been an easy fly out, and that'll go against Bummer on the scorecard. That was not Bummer's fault. He should have drifted back and made that catch. Instead, he started to break in, and by the time he realized it, a ball was over his head. The Braves trail 5-2. First pitch on the way. Pops another bunt up, and Olsen makes an incredible sliding catch, fires the ball from his knees to third, almost doubles up Frelick 2 away. That is the second time in the past couple of weeks we have seen Matt Olsen make an incredible sliding catch from his knees and throw a P to the base that he's aiming for. My God, I don't know how he does that. I don't know does he practice that, or does that just come natural? Because I think it was the Arizona series where he was making the sliding catch away from first base. They're going to go ahead and walk Contreras. Runners on the corners, 2 out. That was an incredible play by Olsen. I'm almost positive that was the Arizona series where the ball was popped up over towards first, and he had to dive or make a sliding catch over his shoulder, and then turned around from his knees through a bean to home, and he kept the go-ahead runner at bay. First pitch on the way is chopped over to first, and that'll end the inning. Olsen steps on the bag. Why not? He's done everything else. We'll be back in a flash. By the way, Connor Joe is in the game for Pittsburgh, so good news there, Pirates fans.
People say, you're too old to be fighting. Well, you're too old to be talking to someone like me, because I will punch you in your damn throat.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I understand that we're not friends anymore. Okay, look, man, you brought this on yourself. I know I did, but that's no reason for me to suffer.
Why did Robin Ventura charge the mound against Nolan Ryan? Robin Ventura getting beaten by Nolan Ryan in a headlock is absolutely iconic. But why did Ventura think it was a good idea to go after Ryan? Pudge Rodriguez has gone on record saying that the White Sox and Rangers had bad blood for years, even as recently as the previous series between the two teams. The inning before the fight, White Sox pitcher Alex Fernandez plunked Ranger outfielder Juan Gonzalez. When Nolan Ryan got on the mound, he retaliated by hitting Robin Ventura. Ventura felt that it was intentional, so he decided to go for it. After the game, Nolan Ryan claimed innocence, saying, "I didn't expect that to happen. I was just trying to pitch him inside." Ventura, on the other hand, felt it was 100% intentional, saying, "If you don't think he did it on purpose, you don't know the game."
New York writers were determined to make Christy Mathewson the best pitcher, the pitcher hero of all time. And in that sense, they were tended to ignore Walter Johnson. They couldn't do this because Walter Johnson surpassed Mathewson in so many ways. If Walter Johnson were pitching for a team that had the winning percentage of Mathewson's Giants, there would have been no contest.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Yeah, Mark, I know what we're doing ain't working. We're trying to round peg in a square hole the last couple of months. Thing is about Anthopoulos, I mean, this is his MO, man. He does this every year. He waits till the very end, and then you'll see a slew of moves. And like I said, I don't think anything's going to overwhelm you. First pitch on the way, is down and away. Slider misses to Alvarez. It's 1-0. Braves trail by 3. Mears. Nick Mears comes on the mound with a 5.56 ERA, righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Nacho Alvarez is just an automatic out. And if he is not gone by August 1st, we got a problem. 1 away. He's had 2 hits since he's come up. 27 plate appearances now. First pitch on the way to Kelenic. He's right there on the outer edge for a strike. It's on 1. On top of that, he hasn't even drawn a walk. So he's 2 for 27 since he's come up. The 0-1. Right there on the outer edge, 1-1. They've got to be. There's got to be something more wrong with Whit Merrifield's hand than leads the eye, because he's a better hitter than Alvarez. Alvarez is just not ready. The 1-1. Swing! That ball's belted, but it'll go foul. Went into the top deck down the right field line. Kelenic absolutely blasted that one, but once again can't keep it straight. He's been out in front of these pitches for about the past month. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Watches a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, shoved it right down his throat, 2 away. Two down. Austin Riley will come to the plate, try to scratch into a run. Austin Riley's had a bad night tonight. Fouled out, struck out, popped out. 0 for 3. First pitch on the way to Riley is a curveball. Bends down and away. It's 1-0. Ozuna stands on deck. Olsen in the hole. The 1-0. Swing. That ball's laced down the third base line, but foul into the corner. So 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Slider bending away. You're making this guy look like Mariano Rivera out there. He's got a 5.44 ERA. The 1-2. Caught. Good Lord. Swing the bat. 97 right down the pipe. 2 batters in a row. That'll end the inning. Good night, Irene. Get some new blood on this team.
All right, as you all know, we are headed into our busy season, so please let me know if you have any time off planned. I need to get that in as soon as possible.
I submitted a few days in February for a snowboard trip.
Kate, I saw that request come in. You should have received approval already.
All right, anything coming up for you, Brian?
Yeah, so I'm actually going on a backpacking trip through the Himalayas, so pretty excited. It's going to be like a few months.
Wait, did you just say a couple of months?
Yeah, well, it's actually technically 4, but unlimited PTO, right? I mean, per the employee handbook, so I figured, well, might as well use it.
Those requests have to come through HR.
Yeah, you can't just take a couple months off at a time. That's not how this works.
Well, now I'm stuck with a non-refundable Sherpa fee, so not sure how we want to proceed or if the company can cover this, but...
We're definitely not covering your Sherpa fee. I can tell you that right now.
Warren Spahn, in his career, had 363 wins, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. Batting, he had 363 hits, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. He had 4 playoff wins, and you guessed it, 4 playoff hits.
But for all Johnson's skill and speed, there was one hitter whom he could not seem to intimidate. A young Georgian playing for Detroit, who soon found a way to get hits off Johnson. Walter Johnson was a kindly man, the Georgian explained, and never really wanted to hurt anybody.
It was useless to try for more than a single off Johnson. You had to poke and try to meet the ball. If you swung, you were dead. After he told me he was afraid he might kill a hitter, I used to cheat. I'd crowd the plate till I was actually sticking my toes on it, knowing he'd be so timid that he'd pitch me wide. Then with 2 balls and no strikes, he'd ease one up to get it one over. That's the Johnson pitch I hit. Ty Cobb.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. That one always cracks me up where the guy's talking about unlimited PTO, so he's going to take 4 months off to go backpacking. Darius Vines comes into the game. Talk about too little too late. First pitch on the way is a slider down and away for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Vines. Slider misses outside. 1-1. The 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Down and away. 2-1. Braves trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, they will have Ozuna, Olsen, and Murphy due up. The 2-1. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. Third base side, 2-2. We'll see if they'll bring... Well, a lot of it will have to do with what the score is. If the score stays here, it's a save opportunity, so we'll see if they would go back-to-back nights with Williams, or if they're trying to... Remember, he's thrown 1 inning this year coming off of a major injury. So they may be avoiding him tonight. The 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2. The 3-2. Vines brings it. Swing, that ball's hammered into center field. Down for a base hit. Kelnick cuts it off. Fumbles it, bumbles it. Flips it over to second. Adames will stay put. 103 miles an hour off the bat. Adames' 3rd hit of the night. Adames hit a 3-run home run earlier. And 2 singles. First pitch from Vines to Churio is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike, changeup. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The pitch on the way, swung on, belted. Deep into left field. That's going back on the track, and it's gone. 2-run shot. 7-2 the score. Vines. He'll be heading back to Gwinnett soon. Seven to 2 the score, bottom of the 8th. That was a hanger. That's a good old fashioned cement mixer, as they call it. And Churio is not a great hitter. He's a good young prospect, but he's really had his struggles. But I mean, not many people are going to miss that one. Vines will go back to work. First pitch on the way. 4-seam fastball up top, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Mitchell, your hitter now. 0 for 3 on the night, the center fielder. Takes the 0-1 right there at the knees, 1-1. Garrett Mitchell, 25 years old. Batting .259 on the year. A 744 OPS, so not too shabby. The 0-2. High and out of the zone, 1-2. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Vines comes set and brings it. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Tomorrow has not been announced. It's assuming it'll be Bryce Elder. He is at the stadium. The 2-2. High and out of the zone. 3-2. So if they don't think they're going to put Ronaldo Lopez on the IL, what they would do is they would just send Vines back to the minors. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's hammered into right field. That's down for a base hit. And here we go again. Duvall fires it into second. The throw gets away. Bad throw all the way to the backstop. And he's going to get all the way to third because the ball went into the dugout. So good job there, Duvall. Looking at the throw again, it was really bad camera work by Bally Sports. But the ball was short-hopped to Arcia. Nobody was backing up the play, and it rolled into the Brewers' dugout. And because of that, he's going to get the free base. He should only get, well, it depends. I guess that was the call on the field because it's up to the umpire's discretion. In theory, it should have only been the one extra base, but if they think... Not that it realistically matters at this point, but that's essentially up to Alfonso Marquez, and he hasn't made a good play at all. Good call at all, excuse me. So Hoskins will come to the plate. First pitch, swatted foul and out of play. It's 0-1. Runner at third, nobody out. Braves have the infield in. I just hope that they guard their life because as hard as they've been hitting Vines, the 0-1 swung on, popped it up high, deep into center field. Kelenich's coming in. He makes the catch. It half-asses it, throws a lollipop throw to home, and the run will score with ease. I don't know what he was doing there, but this really comes down to the leadership in the Braves dugout. Right there, you should bench Kelenic right there. I don't give a darn what you have to do. Go bench Kelenic. He caught it like it was out number 3 and then just threw a lollipop into the infield. Go get him. Put Laureano in center. Put Luke Williams in left and call it a day. First pitch to Frelick is 1-0. Misses. The 1-0 is hammered into right field. That's down for a base hit. So the hit parade continues. I'm sorry, that was Laureano that made the bad throw from right field. That was my mistake. I didn't realize that him and Duvall had flip-flopped. But regardless, what Kelenic just did, you got to bench him for that. And that's just inexcusable from the end of the leadership in that dugout, or lack of leadership, I guess you really should say. Ortiz, the batter, 1 on, 1 out. Vines misses again, 1-0. And he's just out there to take a beating now because they don't want to waste another pitcher. The 1-0 swung on, foul back, 0-2. Now, Laureano won the game yesterday. I don't know if I'd call him that. The 0-2. 1-2. Must have not watched the game yesterday because Laureano threw a P from center field. At the time, the Braves were only up 4-0, and the Braves ended up pounding the Mets yesterday. But that play really kept the momentum in the game. Vines flips it over to first. 1 down. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Vines gets the second out of the inning. 8-2 your score. Vines now by the way, now has an 8.78, or if he gets through this thing, it'll be an 856 OPS. Right now it's 8.78. First pitch to Terang. Kicks and fires. Swing. Pops it up. Over towards third base. Riley giving chase. He'll make the play. That'll end the inning, but not before Vines coughs up 3. Not all his fault, but nonetheless, it's 8-2. We head to the 9th.
Dad, look, it's the good Kush.
This is the dollar store. How good can it be?
Just thought you guys should know that the Scottish have a word for laying around in bed after it's time to get up, and it's called herkle-durkling. I do be herkling and I do be durkling, and once I've herkled my last durkle in a given morning, I will get up, but I'm a big fan of a herkle-durkle, so you should be too.
There'll be a slight chance I might be pregnant.
Really? And why do you say that?
I've been craving weird things that I'm not
normally craving?
Yeah.
And now you crave it?
Like water.
Well, some of it
I'm
could
craving
be
water. You ain't pregnant, you're thirsty. Go drink you some water. It'll be alright.
The Oakland Athletics mascot is somewhat randomly an elephant, but there is a reason for that. In the early 1900s, New York Giants manager John McGraw told the Athletics owner that he had a white elephant on his hands. A white elephant is something that's not as valuable as the effort needed for it. Athletics manager Connie Mack heard this and decided to make an elephant the team's logo.
How do we opt out of TikTok shop videos? I don't want to see them anymore! I'm not going to shop on TikTok shop! I'm going to shop on Amazon! Stop showing me your videos!
How come your socks aren't the same color?
I don't know. How come your kids don't have the same last name?
The greatest ball player of all time? I picked the Detroit man, because he is, in my judgment, the most expert man of his profession, and is able to respond better than any other ball player to any demand made upon him. He plays ball with his whole anatomy, his head, his arms, his hands, his legs, his feet. I have never seen a man who had his heart more centered in the sport than Cobb has when he's playing. I believe Cobb would continue to play ball if he would charge something for the privilege, and if the only spectator were the groundskeeper, Charles Comiskey.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Marcel Ozuna is going to lead us off. Thing about Ron Washington, and everybody wants him back. He's not coming back. Not coming back anytime soon, if ever. You got to figure by the time he probably gets canned by L.A., he's going to be up around 70 years old. He's probably going to ready to ride into the sunset. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Because the Angels really aren't trying to win. They just wanted a babysitter, and Ron Washington wasn't getting an offer anywhere else. That's how that happened, the 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. Bryce Wilson is your new pitcher. Ex-Atlanta Brave. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. Fouls it straight back, 1-2. It's funny how 24 hours can make a difference. Yesterday, after beating the Mets back-to-back games, you're feeling good about yourself. Now we're back to square one again. The 1-2. Swing. Slices it foul. Assuming this stays the way it is, Braves will just be a half game in front of the Mets. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped over to short. Picked up by Adames. He flips it over to first. 6-3 put out, 1 away. They will be in a dead even tie with the Padres. What's going to be a cluster at the top of the wild card standings. First pitch on the way is a curveball swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. San Diego is off today. Swung on. Chopped over to short again. Another 6-3 put out. Olsen's retired. 2 away. San Diego is coming home to play the Dodgers tomorrow. Pretty sure that's a 3-game set. Rare instance where we're going to be pulling for the Dodgers. There was no game scheduled before 6 p.m., but there is a makeup date, Cleveland and Detroit, 1:10 tomorrow. First pitch on the way to Murphy. Curveball. Misses high. It's 1-0. Braves down to their last out. The 1-0. 80 up top. Cutter, 1-1. So all the other games are starting after 6 p.m., and they do that because of the trade deadline. Like I said, they, in a perfect world, is the 1-1 pitch. Swing, slices back foul, 1-2. You wouldn't have any games tomorrow during the day. And that may be very well why they're picking Tuesday and not Wednesday for the trade deadline, because there are usually a lot of day games on Wednesday afternoon. The 1-2. Swing, that ball's hammered down the left field line. That ball's gone. It's going to be a solo shot by Sean Murphy. Braves cut into the lead and still trail by 5. Hanging Bender. That's right in his wheelhouse. He gets one of those benders down around knee-high on the inner cut. He can really bang into those. Came close to one earlier today. First pitch on the way to Laureano, who walked his first time up, is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped over towards third. Grabbed, fired it to first. 5-3 put out. Ortiz to Bowers, and that'll end the game. Braves lose a tough one, 8-3. A great outing by Grant Holmes is for naught, as unfortunately the Braves bullpen, very rare instance, but they spit the bit tonight. They had a bad game, bad night, still ranked as the second best bullpen in the game, but when you do those bullpen rankings, Darius Vines is not a part of that equation. Neither is Jesse Chavez giving up 3 runs, and of course Bummer gave up his 1 run. But the defense let us down as well. It was a bad night, but after the 5th inning, the team fell apart. We were playing great baseball until inning number 6, and then the bullpen fell apart, the defense fell apart. And like I've been saying for a while, I can't wait to get to the trading deadline, because whoever we add, I just hope they're winners. I hope they're people that go in there and fight every single night. That's what we want. And maybe we'll see what happens at the trading deadline. Hopefully some shot of energy is put into this lineup. That was a tough one. Y'all have a great night, Braves Country. I got to get up early and do this all over again. Remember, tomorrow we're coming on early to talk the trading deadline.